made it. It's Thursday, finally, thank God. This is Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska here at Academics in Wayno.
Good morning,
how you guys doing?
Yo, Chad, do we ever figure out the handshake?
No, because you
know,
keep
right?
making that shit awkward.
Yeah, pass one to you.
I was doing
pass
a
it back.
spirit finger to you, but you don't like that, you know what I mean?
No one
So
does
wave,
spirit fingers.
The
You know what
jump
we gotta
shot.
do?
Wayno, you decide what we're doing, please.
We could do the like.
All right, never mind. I take that back. We ain't doing shit. You guys are tripping. All right, so we got some good struggle exchange questions today. I'm excited. Although you guys never follow instructions, I got to go like combing through shit all night trying to find these questions. But anyway, first up, Chance the Rapper. So it's been 2 years since he dropped Coloring Book. He has been teasing new music and fans thought a new album was coming this week. It didn't, but we did get 4 new songs. Let's listen to a snippet of I Might Need Security.
To the next, they call me a deadbeat daddy. But sometimes getting that rounder business. I got a hit list so long I don't know how to finish. I bought the Chicagoans just to run you racist bitches out of business. Speaking of racist, fuck your microaggressions. I'll make you fix your.
I never seen Act Jam so
Hey, you
hard
see,
to.
This is music, baby. It's
like
music.
We need the Acam.
This is
During
music.
the
I
song,
just
so you
want to say
know.
off top, forget all those fuckery releases that we, well, actually, it wasn't that many bullshit releases that we got this year. But this is the best EP of the year, just off top. Chance absolutely delivered. I love this song. Already a classic.
So the
before it
rest
even
are called
dropped.
Workout While It Can.
This song's a classic.
Ingleside,
I Might
love
Need
this.
Security.
This is my
is
favorite
a fucking
one.
classic. Jamie Foxx, a legend. That was a legendary comedy, especially in my eyes.
Right.
And for him to sample that, and you know what I mean, I felt like I had a little, I heard Chance with a little edge. You know what I mean?
He's talking his shit this time.
Yeah, I'm kind of accused, you know what I mean?
Here we
My
go
man
with the
Chance
Bible
is like
verses.
a little Bible thumper, and it's all good with that, because you know what I mean. I'm a man of the cloth too. But it felt like he had some shit to address, especially about his city. He got the mayor. You know, people been tweeting at me that he dissed me. I don't get it. Like, I don't know why.
The mayor dissed you or Chance
No,
dissed you?
Chance, because
Okay.
he said
Everybody
something
disses you,
about
Act.
like my enemy lives in his mother's basement. I'm like, bro, he ain't talking about me. He probably talking about the devil, man. Like, he ain't talking about the devil.
Definitely not in the basement anymore. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but yo, this is a well put together EP, and we have gotten like a couple artists through a couple EPs out. I love this joint. Okay, not only this particular song, I Might Need Security. The workout is amazing. 65th
Fifth and Ingleside.
Ingleside, also great. Those are my top 3. The other one's okay. But to me,
3 out of 4 amazing.
yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, I gotta
may be
myself.
it.
I gotta dig in a little bit on it because it's like Chance is not like my go-to for music a lot. What was it, Coloring Book?
Yeah.
I like Coloring Book, and then he sprinkles stuff here and there. I gotta dig in it on a little bit more, but I do mess with this drink.
Yeah.
I Might Need Security heavy.
So if you're like a longtime Chance fan, like especially Coloring Book, it's like there's a lot of feel good biblical stuff on here. This is like the first time, not the
He
first time, but
rapping.
you really hear him talking his shit on
he's
here.
rapping
Talking
on
about I bought up like a media company to get all the racists out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck the mayor. He addresses personal issues. People criticizing him when he makes donations. They're focusing on his personal life. It's nice to hear him sort of own this.
yeah, I gotta keep it 100, yo. Like, since Kanye and the Sunken Place, like, honestly, Chance, from what I hear from Chance, is what I used to expect to hear from Ye. Like, Chance is my new Ye. And like I've been hearing, I've been hearing a lot of stuff from him that seems very socially conscious. He's still focused heavily on the music. Like, I love how he fucks with all these samples. Like, Chance is in his bag. Literally, he's in his bag.
And he's having a good year. Like, what I liked about it was the line, who told all these rappers that a big deal is not a big deal? You know, because everybody always criticizes him for like taking the deal with Apple or not, or calling him independent or not. And he did take a deal, but think about what he probably did with that. He's done so much for Chicago, and he's doing
Won a
a lot of
Grammy with
music.
a mixtape.
Yeah,
like, you
he's on
can't-
another level. He's on another level. I gotta dig in more on this EP.
Yo,
though.
Chance, welcome back. We're excited for more music. We know there's
Right.
more on the way.
Who produced it?
I think
That's
on this is
Yo,
Jamie Foxx, Peter Cottontail, I believe.
Yo, he got me so excited for like his project coming up. I didn't expect this. Like, this is to me, this is like the perfect precursor to like an album. I'm still not expecting, and I don't want an album with him and Ye.
Yeah, I was about to say
Okay,
that. Like,
because this is the wave I want him on. Again, I can't tell an artist what
Hey,
to do.
Chance,
but I
let Kanye
only could
produce
hope.
it. Please don't let him rap on
Yeah,
it,
don't let
though.
him rap.
Please, for the people.
no Ye raps
We're good on Ye 2018.
until 2020 and beyond.
Not even 2020. We don't want that either.
Right.
Again, for the audience, if you guys haven't listened to this is amazing. Like, this is amazing.
Wow, I'm
actually-
like glad you like this.
Yeah,
We
okay,
never know what to
that's what I
expect
mean.
with you,
Yeah,
man.
you
You always
never
come
know
with the
what to
chance
expect.
jokes. It's nice that you.
Nah, I could catch a couple jokes, and everybody got to get joked on. But this is amazing work. You get me? Like, I like when the artist is saying some shit. I like when the music is there. I like when it's just not bullshit. And
Yeah.
this is quality music. I love it.
Yeah, no lie. It's hard listening to new music at 5 a.m., but this was actually
You know what,
enjoyable.
I'm gonna actually try to give it because his brother dropped the EP too. I think he's
Taylor
dropping one.
Bennett,
Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
try to listen to Taylor shit too.
Talented family.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, good news. The Chief Keef hologram tour is coming soon. So Keef first tried this back in 2015 in Indiana, but the cops shut that down real quick. Now he's teaming up with Hologram USA for the Chief Keef and Icons of America music tour. So it is a 90-minute experience, which kicks off August 31st in London, then heads back to Chicago and the States. Now, he obviously can't go to London because of legal restrictions, so that might be one reason. Keef told Billboard, police and the mayor wanted to stop my hologram show in Chicago. Fuck Rahm Emanuel. I'm bringing it anyway, first up London. So that's the second fuck you to the mayor of Chicago today.
Yo,
but
this
anyway,
is-
this the future. Hologram tours.
This is the most innovative and laziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you can put yourself on tour and get paid for it without actually having to go, that's insane. Like, I mean, I never thought I'd ever see some shit like this. The first hologram I seen was the Tupac
saw
shit.
it, yeah,
was that
we were
Coachella?
all- yeah.
Years ago. But for him to actually do a hologram tour, and what's crazy is I know they paying him something insane to even do something like this. That's crazy. Like,
It's like, okay, so if legally you can't travel to other countries and you still want to make your money, it's cool, it's innovative, but I'm just nervous other rappers are gonna think they could do this.
yo, this is
Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is bugged out. Like, you could really just be like, man, I'm not going on tour. I'm gonna send my hologram. Like,
Man, Chief Keef better cut it the fuck out, man. Listen, and as a fan of Chief Keef, and by the way, the reason why this is possible, which I thought was his former label owner, but like, we'll just call him business partner. His business partner, Alki David, owns this company that does the hologram thing. So they've done it for Pac and they've done it for Biggie and I believe Eazy-E as well.
yeah.
And I love those because those guys are dead. If Chief Keef don't get his ass back to Chicago, it's just Warrens, bro. Like, go to, like, bro, you're alive. You're in
Right.
fucking Hollywood,
Yo.
chilling on Segways, like sipping lean and just having a good time smoking weed.
Yeah.
Get your warrants cleared up. As a fan of Keef, yeah, your music does bump, and
This
of
is
course,
crazy.
if a fucking hologram is jumping around singing "The Bitches Love Sosa," I'll turn up too. But get the fucking warrants that I can see you in person. Fuck am I looking at a hologram image run
It's
across
la-
the stage?
It's
By the way,
laziness.
Chief Keef is not even that great of a performer.
He's not.
Not even like, yo, like, oh shit. Like, okay, we're not gonna get him, but we're gonna get the hologram. Have you ever seen Chief Keef perform?
I've seen
Walking
I've seen
around
footage of
lazily,
it.
pants
Smoking.
almost falling down, smoking, not even rapping, just basically listening to
We
his
have
own
to
song.
check. Yo, we have to check Chief Keef's finesse levels. He might be Nigerian. This is like, I ain't gonna front like.
Yeah, the Nigerians be in the everyday strugg mention.
I love
Bueno,
it.
what's
Nah,
good?
no, because look, when the last time I said something, it's like I said, nah, y'all great at the hustle, and this shit is insane. Like, to get paid to go on tour and not actually go, and you're alive, like you say, he's alive.
Well, here's the thing with Keef too, right? Like, again, 2012, and I remember he did this in like 2014, 2015. He tried it in Indiana, but Indiana cops were like, nigga, we said you're banned. We don't give a fuck.
About a
Your
hologram.
hologram is banned too. They
Right.
plugged it out, which is so hilarious. Like, the fans just turned it up,
They gonna plug this
and the
shit.
cops just walked up and said,
Yo.
no, nigga, we don't want to see a fucking digital image here neither.
Yo,
But,
this-
but,
go ahead,
but here's
go
the
ahead.
thing, like, he was super hot back then.
Yeah.
Is Keef, like, again, if we're talking about one of the hottest artists now, okay, maybe if circumstances like permit, right?
Yeah.
But Keef, man, as much as I love you and as much as of an icon you are you that hot that you could send your hologram out?
You know what? This shit
What
would
we
be
gonna
lit.
send out? Clones next?
Right, exactly.
Like lookalikes and stand-ins?
This would be lit if he was locked up. Like, if he was locked up.
Kodak could do this, man.
Yeah, listen, if he
Yo,
was locked
Bobby
up.
Shmurda should be making
What? No, we gotta get
hologram
Shmurda.
appearances. Are you kidding?
We
me?
gotta
Bobby would have
get-
been dropping a new dance every week.
Listen,
No
we gotta
shit.
get a Bobby Shmurda hologram tour, because that could be lit, but this is insane. Like, I'm just saying it's so fucking lazy. Like, rappers, they already not rapping
I know.
as much. Now, they're just, like, doing whatever. Now you can just chill in the crib and go on tour.
Imagine the stage dive that the hologram This is the first risk-free
Yo,
stage dive ever. Just
no safety
hologram.
issues.
Right. Nah, this
my
is insane,
God.
yo. It's only 2018. Do you understand this? This is only 2018. You know what the fuck is gonna happen in 10 years?
Future's looking dark, yo.
Real, for real.
You know what though? I love the idea that what technology could do for just like concert culture, but also hip hop culture. Because it was dope when I saw like Snoop performing with Pac.
Yeah.
And it was a hologram Pac.
Yeah.
And I mean, like ideally for me,
Yeah.
if you pass away, I get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe down the line, maybe an X-like hologram, right?
Right.
Or if you're like locked up and people really want to see you, but we can't get to see you for a long while,
Right.
maybe that too. But you know what I mean? Like, there's these new ways how people are digesting concerts and just live experiences. Like I told y'all, like I had Tidal, and I think they just canceled my subscription. But
Cheap ass.
Right.
Pay for
they
it.
gave it to me for free for a year to try because I was bashing it. Anyway, but like I loved watching Uzi like perform. Like I watched that performance on Tidal X like at least like 20 times. Now they got these new things where people could get virtual reality like an experience of a concert. So you're in your crib, but you get a virtual reality look and it feels like you're in a concert. So the concert goer's getting fucking lazy too.
Yeah.
You don't even gotta leave a crib to feel like
Yeah,
you're
that's
at the
just
concert.
yeah, because you know how
right?
many people was watching Summer Jam at home, like you know,
Yeah.
like this shit is like the you know I'm a movie guy, Demolition Man, like
guy
it's
always.
so for real where you could just like do anything from home.
It's like that's kind of cool because like a lot of times the tickets are too expensive. People
Right.
can't travel, so it's like if you can't make it, it's already sold out. Cool, you have that. But yeah, the hologram thing.
That's crazy.
Look, if you're already a lazy performer, cut the hologram shit. You
And
know
you
what I mean?
alive.
yeah.
The next thing I'm waiting for is these motherfuckers to say, I'm not even doing an interview, I'm sending my hologram.
That's
Okay.
gonna be nasty.
that actually might be easier than. Never mind.
but on some real shit, like I do want to see how, like I'm embracing the technology.
Right.
I don't know, like as a fan, I'm still a little resistant. I don't want to see a fucking digital thing just jump on stage.
Yeah, that's gonna like come on. That takes away from the whole live experience because it's not live. You're not dealing with a real human being. I mean, one of the biggest things about performing is it's nothing like the performer looking at somebody in the crowd and everybody turning their attention there. Or the performer saying, "Yo, this side, I need y'all louder than this side."
People
and
want to
up
see you
there
in
and-
the flesh. Like for a
Right.
lot of fans, it's the only chance they're gonna see you in real life.
Yeah,
right?
it's like,
Well, how about if they combine it like this though?
What?
Right? Because so with hologram technology, basically Keith would go to the hologram place, whatever, and record a show.
Right.
Right? And then that show basically just gets played and it's really not interactive. It's not live, right? You're just seeing that performance of the artist moving around. But I remember, which was years ago, it was kind of like a Skype performance almost because Vybz Kartel, who's a Jamaican artist, he's banned from the United States. But they have like this like best of the best type of thing that happens in Miami. Huge dancehall crowd. They wanted to see Vybz Kartel.
yeah,
They
yeah.
couldn't come out.
I could
he
feel that.
performed. It was like they call it via satellite.
Right.
It was a big ass screen like some Titatron shit.
Right.
And he performed, and he was really talking to the crowd. Like he could see like a delayed feed.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's kind of interactive. Maybe if they could have some shit where, and again, it has to be for the right shit. If you really can't do it,
Yeah.
fine.
Well, you know what's so crazy? I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with this one, right? If you're a young person and you're paying to go see a fucking hologram, you need to find something else to do with life. Like for real, like I'm just being all the way real. If you are a young person of the ages of teenage to like early 20s,
Word.
and you spend money on a ticket to not even see a person, just to see a hologram, you need some advice in life.
Black Mirror, y'all.
Feel
She's
me?
getting out of
Yeah,
hand.
Black Mirror, exactly.
She's really getting out of
It's
hand.
crazy.
All right, up next, so we got Kevin Gates, easily one of the most interesting men in rap, but he even surprises me sometimes. So we know that him and Youngboy Never Broke Again are really good friends, well documented, but Gates surprised us by showing off his new tattoo, Youngboy Never Broke Again's face. The tattoo artist confirmed that this was him, and fans just want to know why. What would it take for one of you guys to tattoo your friend's face on you?
I got no test. This is more of a Wayno
question.
Actually, again, I've always said this, and this just continues to be my sentiment on tattooing other men, especially when they're living. FaceTime the nigga, bruh. You gotta just
You love FaceTime.
No. FaceTime if you miss him.
Well,
like
nah.
when you put somebody's
him.
face
Whoa,
on
whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa.
seriously. No,
Wait, no, you be FaceTiming
I'm
your
thinking
friends?
it's a memory. It's a memory. When you're putting a picture
Yeah.
on you, again.
Well, I have tats.
Yeah.
I have enough tats for everybody in the room.
Okay, so you could give the interpretation. But
So,
mine is like it's a
Me
memory.
personally, right? I got a lot of my tats when I was young. A lot of them mean, like, a lot of my tats, like, some of them symbolic, some of them don't mean shit at all. Now, I have a tattoo of, like,
Jay-Z?
Joker. No,
Oh,
are you out of your mind?
I don't know.
I would never do no shit like that. I love Jay-Z, but not that much.
We know you have a Drake
We know you have a
tattoo on your inner thigh or something.
We know that he has a 6 right here and a 9 right here. He got a 6 on the left calf and a 9 on the
And
right
right
That
calf.
wouldn't
hands
even be
emoji.
better though than just the nigga's face. I think,
No, that would be crazy.
That would scare. No. If it's a
crazy.
number, it's fine. But if you could see someone's face, that would scare
All
me
right,
every time I saw it.
So this is how I feel about the whole shit with Kevin Gates, right? So the thing about Louisiana artists, right? Because I feel like this is a Louisiana artist thing somewhat.
Oh.
Because the Hot Boys, they all had each other's names tattooed on them before tattoos was a thing that everybody had. Like Baby had Weezy, Juvenile got Baby, like all of them had each other's names, which I didn't understand that. But I think that their culture is just a different way how they deal with each other, right?
Names or faces?
No, they had each other's names. And I mean, at this time, when I had found that out when it was the Hot, that was crazy. Like to have another dude's name, but they always pushed it as the love that they have for each other, right?
family.
Because honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not gonna make no jokes about no sexuality. I don't think it's nothing like that with any of these guys. I just think that they have a different mindset as to how they do things. Now, the NBA YoungBoy shit, it kind of threw me for a loop because I didn't know that they was as close. Like I know that they both have a connection because they both from Louisiana, but I didn't know they was as close. But I looked up and I seen like Baby has Wayne's face on his chest, right? Even Drake got Wayne face on him. Like Drake got a tattoo of Wayne face on his arm.
Drake got Denzel Washington on him. Like
He does?
Yeah, he got Denzel
No,
Washington.
I ain't gonna, but I do have a tattoo. I have like Joker, Heath Ledger Joker.
That doesn't count as your boy.
He's not my boy. I just love the
comic book, bro.
but I love
Like,
the
you know what I
character.
mean? Like-
The reason why I got it is because I love the character, and then I wanted to do something like with all my favorite villains and all
Right.
my favorite heroes.
That's
That's
cool.
why
So you
I
had
did
a
it.
theme then.
Yeah, so I think everybody has like an interpretation as to why they do shit like that. I don't know. I would never do nothing like that. Like I wouldn't even tattoo. I got my son's name tattooed on my neck, but I don't think I would ever tattoo his face on me.
Well, look, Gates has been through a lot. Maybe he's just really been there, like held him down in ways that we'll never even know.
Hey,
Yeah, I think they
listen,
got a different connection.
Yeah.
Like they just have different types of connections.
based on Kevin Gates' history, a guy who once admitted that he dated his cousin, also suggested some type of bestiality shit when he said if a chick wouldn't do something with his dog, she couldn't do it with him. Kevin Gates has said or done a bunch of outlandish things. This is not the most craziest thing he ever done. But I will say it did kind of strike me a little bit odd because YoungBoy's like 18 or 19, and Kevin Gates is much older, tattooing a younger guy who's not your son that you guys have a musical relationship, it seems. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a little odd to me. But again, it might be just how, like, just culturally, maybe a music culture shit. I don't want to judge because, again, it do seem like Louisiana artists, they kind of embrace their culture and they have like these like similarities and just like closeness between them.
Yeah.
Again, nothing with like sexuality. I don't look
Yeah.
at this and say, oh, he's like
Yeah,
whatever.
we ain't gonna go there.
Right?
Right.
Well, I mean, it's definitely some food for jokes. Like,
Yeah, no, it's definitely
gonna
gonna
get on your ass for it.
Niggas
But
gonna joke on it, but I get what you're saying. But in terms of like Louisiana, like New Orleans is one of my favorite places to go, only because everybody's so fucking welcoming. Like you go there, everybody calls you baby. Like everybody, hey, what's up, baby? How you doing, baby? Like everybody, like is very welcoming to you. So I don't know what it's like to grow up there and how they treat each other, because I know homies like I got people names tattooed on me, but they passed away, right? So that's how I express my love for them. I guess they might do it. They might look at it as a do it now thing. Don't wait till later. You know, they might look at it in that context. But it was kind of odd for me to just pop up and see that. You know what I mean?
the picture also tripped me out a little bit. Like it was a picture with YoungBoy with 2 38s in his hand. Like I mean 30 revolvers. And
That's
I'm like,
what he is though.
yeah, and I get it, but if I know Kevin Gates and I've been following him for some while, and even just him coming out of jail and him recording music and he's prepping a new album,
Yeah.
there's something behind this that he'll probably explain. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear. And even I might listen to him and be like, okay, didn't make too much sense to me. But I want to hear his explanation. But I know it's not just, okay, you know what? because there's a video of him doing it, and he says, "Yo, I have a tattoo person like at the studio with me all the time."
Yeah.
Okay.
I know he didn't say that. All right, fuck it. We just did a great song. Let's get this tattoo.
Nah.
Okay, I'm pretty
But-
sure it means a little bit more, but it's hilarious to see. I always want to say, when you age, right? Does these motherfuckers' faces age on you as well? 'Cause
Somewhat.
they got like
I got a face like up here, like a character face on my shoulder. All tattoos age. Like I'm looking at shit that looked crazy when I was younger. That shit looks different now. But they tell you that because your skin, everything about you changes as you grow, especially your body. So
Just make sure you moisturize, right? That
yeah,
keeps you
absolutely.
younger longer.
Yeah, moisturize. But yeah, I mean the thing about, and it's just Louisiana as a whole. One thing about them is you don't see rappers that come off it. I've never seen many rappers from Louisiana come off as gimmicks. Like I don't know, you know about Big Frida from Louisiana? Like even Big Frida dresses like a woman. He's a gangster though. I heard like nobody from Louisiana comes off like they playing. So I don't think that he did this and people's gonna.
Frida.
You don't know who Big Frida is?
I did not come to
very
play with
familiar.
you bitches.
Yeah, like nah, do your Louisiana due diligence, brother. But one thing I'm saying about
I do know, and I believe like Main Music and Tech. I think I've seen there's a picture where they were expressing love in a Baby and Wayne-esque type of way, and people were getting at them, and they weren't shy to let people know, don't get what you're seeing or what
don't
you
get it
think
twisted.
confused. We're on some real shit or gangster shit as well. That's just how we do our thing.
Yeah, I mean, traveling to different places, you see how, like how we grow up a certain place, you go somewhere else and it's a totally different world. So like sometimes you got to be there to really understand it,
And also to add to your point, maybe we're probably right about this Louisiana thing.
Yeah.
Because I still don't understand YoungBoy and Birdman being so close. But if you think about it in that aspect, they're both from Louisiana. You can imagine like Birdman is a self-made guy who shit. I mean, I know YoungBoy he's relatively young, but you can imagine the stories of how this nigga was rolling around. The big time is his Cash Money. You know what I mean? It's Birdman.
Yeah.
So to be in the game now, no matter what niggas say or what the popular word becomes about Birdman, that's your guy, or that's the guy you want to be cool with or be under his wing. And obviously, I've seen them around each other, so he fucks with them like that.
Salute to the whole Louisiana.
Yeah. Yo, Kevin Gates, we'd love to have you on the show. So
Word.
we're not just speculating about Louisiana
Right,
culture.
right,
We can
right.
hear from you directly.
Word.
All right, finally, my guy, Young Thug. So he has been teasing music. He's been in the studio with Chance the Rapper. We're waiting for Slime Language whenever that drops. But in the meantime, he's saying that he deserves his credit for paving the way for rappers. Let's take a look.
I created this shit. I made the way for young niggas to open up and be themselves. I did this. I got crucified. They called me gay. They ain't call y'all niggas gay. They called me gay, nigga. I made you tighten your jeans up, nigga.
All right, so in terms of getting crucified, he's only speaking facts. People were killing him for the outfits and everything. I believe even the Naked album cover. Can we say that he's paved the way? Because we've also talked about like Andre 3000 sort of opening the doors for him to continue opening the doors, right?
Yeah, I feel like, because I compared like 3K to Thugger in terms of like, I wouldn't just say style, but direction of not being scared to just be an artist. Like, it was one point in time where Dre didn't do the shit that Thug did, but people was looking at him crazy. Because he came out, he was rocking the Atlanta Braves jerseys, the Atlanta Braves hats, Falcon shit, all of that. And then once he got with Erykah Badu, it seemed, you know what I mean? Like, he took a real change in his wardrobe, all of that. But as far as Thugger, he has opened some doors, but I don't even know what those doors are, really, as far as, like, in fashion-wise, because I feel like a lot of these artists, they look like fly-ass aunts.
Yeah,
Like,
but I feel like he was the first one of this like new wave of rappers to really come with the crop top,
Yeah,
the super tight jeans, and then we saw Uzi with the bag.
Hold on.
One of the first.
I'm not giving the tight jeans thing. I'm giving that to Wayne.
Crop tops?
Wayne made it acceptable.
Although
with the
Cudi
jeggings.
did wear a
Cudi.
crop top.
Cudi, no,
He
Cudi
wore the
wore the
crop
tight
top.
jeans.
The dresses, the cross-dressing.
Literally wearing women's clothing. Maybe that's what we should say. He said it. He was like, those are the sizes that fit me.
He definitely, I think he took all the daggers now. But you know what? I always say, like, when artists are demanding credit and reminding people of, yo, remember I was whatever, it's usually a reflection moment of them seeing other people getting praised for shit that they've been crucified for.
Right.
And now, like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking like, who the heck is rocking dresses other than Thug?
Uzi? Not dresses, but he had the bag. I
Well, my
remember.
nigga Uzi is wearing like dominatrix outfits. That, like it's
Uzi got on some shit like he's heading to a satanic ritual. Like, I
well,
don't know what
now,
he
but I
got.
feel like he had a phase in the
No,
middle.
he did have a time where he was wearing some.
Nah,
like,
he had a couple
funny
pocketbooks.
sheer
Like a
shit.
couple pocketbooks.
Like, I mean, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Be like, it's never influenced
You
me.
so Harlem, I know. We're not gonna see you in a crop top.
No,
right
you're
now.
never gonna see me in that. And I don't know what it is to grow up in this era.
He made Atlanta niggas be able to be Atlanta niggas, bro.
What?
He made, I think that's what you're trying to say.
Right.
All y'all Atlanta niggas that couldn't really express yourself like y'all wanted to because of these boxes on hip hop, I kicked the shit
He
down.
made it easier for the
okay?
Migos to wear floral blouses. Is that what you're saying?
Well, but I don't think a lot of it is expression. I think a lot of it is just following. I don't think that these guys is like, oh, I can finally dress like this now because he's doing it. I think that a lot of that shit was just like them growing up. Like if you see a young rapper that's from Atlanta or wherever, if he's 20 right now, when he was 15, that's when Thug's been out roughly like 5 years strong now, right?
Has it been
like
that long?
2013, yeah, from 2013 to up until now, right? Like 5 years strong. So it's like if he's seen Thug, I don't think that a lot of it is just saying, oh, I've always wanted to dress like that. I think it's like them just following what's the most popular thing to do, and then finding themselves as an artist and then using that because it garners attention. Like if you're wearing a bag, if you're wearing a woman type bag, people are gonna pay attention because they like, dudes don't wear that.
Yeah.
But the thing that kind of throws you off is because these dudes, you hear about them, you like, nah, they give it up in the streets. But they got on a woman's bag, so I don't know how to interpret that shit. Like I've never dealt with that from a face value standpoint.
Yeah, and I do get what Thug is talking about. Like, we see a lot of these artists now, their fashion choices, and it doesn't have to be like feminine. It's just odd. Like, you know what I mean? We seen Trippie Redd, that nigga, I don't know what the fuck that nigga was
I
wearing
don't
even
know what
now.
he be wearing.
But I can, and maybe you guys think differently. I can't imagine Trippie rocking that if he was a rapper in 2010. I can't imagine him rapping that, rocking that. You know what I mean? So when Thug is saying he took the arrows, he's like, yo, I pushed the boundaries so far, yes, to the point where he was wearing women clothing, that basically all the shit that y'all wearing now and people might just look at it and be like, yo, that's just whack. Yeah, I got crucified for pushing that boundary that now you could just wear it and not get all the scrutiny
Absolutely.
that I
And
did.
he don't even dress like that no more. Like I don't see him wearing like.
No, I haven't seen dresses
Yeah, I haven't
recently.
seen
He's
nothing
toned
like
it
that.
down.
I mean, don't he got a pro necklace on in this video?
That's not the same. Remember when he did the Jeffrey album cover? I thought that dress was beautiful.
the Raiden hat.
But people had
Like-
so many issues with it.
Yeah,
Remember?
but you know what I think, and I think that was a big part of Thug's strategy, like him writing Bay under dudes' pictures and all that, because it
still
brought
does.
attention, huh?
Still does.
Yeah, but I think because again, I don't question. He got a bunch of kids, don't he? Like
Yeah.
I don't question his sexuality by no means, but it was just so outlandish for us to see some shit like that that it made you pay attention, and he had the music to go with it, which is an insane strategy
Yeah.
to get known, but it worked for him.
And that's why I wonder, so with other artists, we say it's like they see people like him do it, they do it for attention. I guess when he did it, I didn't feel like the core of it was for attention. You know, as much as like other rappers do that.
And by the way, in the extended version of the clip, he also said, I made it cool for y'all rappers to tote y'all dicks and y'all skinny jeans. I remember when that term was a thing.
That was
I
really
didn't
the-
understand what the fuck it
Yeah,
was.
the
Like,
first time I
I
saw
don't know if
that
that was, I
was,
guess it was an Atlanta thing.
it was the
but
game
he
beef,
definitely,
right?
he
I was so
definitely
confused.
kind of like put it on to the world,
Yeah.
like what dicks were, because I was thinking like, nigga, are you talking about your penis?
Do you remember
When he
this?
was talking about,
Yeah, I remember
he was
that.
talking
You
about weapons.
You
Yeah.
talking about extended magazines on
Yeah,
guns.
yeah.
But what's crazy is like, that's crazy to even say, and not from the standpoint of like, all right, not just the word, but we talking about fashion and firearms.
I know.
That's where America's at, where your gun is is an accessory on your outfit, something that causes destruction. That shit is insane.
Yeah, and I think that furthers the point that I think you mentioned. He made it known that as sweet as he might
Don't
look,
play with him.
Thug is about that life.
Yeah.
No, don't play with him.
He made that
Remember when Waka
very
said that
clear.
shit? Yeah, Waka was like, don't play with him. It'd be Halloween for you if you play with him. Like,
Yeah, so I
where's the
think,
music? Fuck all that. Like, where's the
Where's-
like
music?
if he was
Yeah.
actually gay, he would be probably like the father of like the quote unquote homo thugs. But you know what I mean? If he was gay, but he's not gay. You know what I mean? So he's like the Metro Thugs.
All right, you guys listen to any of the songs that leaked?
Huh?
You guys listen to any of the songs that leaked? There were a few songs
There's a
that...
few. So I heard one of them. The joint was Quavo on one of them joints.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
a lot of features. If you guys
It's so
don't remember,
much
we can talk about it
music
later.
to-
Yeah.
Man,
But we
so-
want the slime language
Yeah.
project, please.
Listen, the Thug records a mile per minute. It's been definitely a concerted effort between him and Future, guys who drop music so frequently that they weren't going to flood the market. So I know we're getting a couple leaks from Thug, but I do believe he has like a project or 2 or 3 stashed up.
Yeah.
And the leaks that come out, whatever. I'm waiting for him to put out this project because if he hasn't flooded the market, I'm thinking maybe he's changed his approach. Quality over quantity. And if he does that, we might get a different result because the last thing he
Yeah.
did was essentially he gave us an EP, but before that he did the joint one with Super Slimy,
Right.
him and Future.
Yeah. Well, you know, and even with like, I just wish people would somewhat stop on the I did this, I did that, because, I mean, if not for Ludacris, you know what I mean? If not for Ludacris, if not for Outkast, if not for Goody Mob, Big Gip, CeeLo, all these. CeeLo opened up the door for Young Thug. For like CeeLo was dressing crazy and he was a part of Goody Mob. So it's like it's so many people that opened up doors for us. Like I just think pay it forward to the guys that did the heavy lifting and just like keep influencing the guys of now. We don't got to keep reminding them, yo, if I didn't do this, you couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Because if we talking in terms of that, like Outkast could just say, yo, if it's not for us, ain't no fucking Atlanta rap. Because that's when people started really taking Atlanta super serious.
Yeah, when people also say like start making those statements, number one, I always say it makes you look away, like you're demanding or you need attention,
Right.
or like you just need recognition because you might see other people get more than you at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, like, I think it's an acknowledgement of him that he got sons and grandsons. Like, I think Uzi's like a son of his. I think Gunna, I think Lil Baby, I think they're pretty much all influenced by Thug.
Yeah.
So when he says that, I don't think he's even dissing people. I think he just wants to remind people like, hey, listen, I know y'all fucking with a lot of these new rappers, but remember, it all came from me. The drip came from me. Okay?
Right.
Look, Thug, you got it, but let's just get slime
Let's get the
language when we
music,
get a
Thugger.
chance. That's
Let's
what we
get the
need.
music.
All right, real quick before we get to Struggle Exchange, I gotta say a kid named Cuddy is 10 years old this week. That was a great mixtape, great moment in time. That was Day and Night, really the tape that like took Cuddy's career out of here. So shout out to him. And now let's get to Struggle Exchange.
Let's do it.
Who do we have first?
Everyday Struggles was good. Academics, the desk of Wayno. So my question is, do you think record labels will get together in the future with streaming services? So do you think like a Tidal and a Def Jam might get together?
So now we know that streaming services and labels already have to work together, but
Yeah.
I guess he's asking, do we see like more official partnerships moving forward? What do you think?
Well, with streaming services, they do give like certain types of deals out. And I said before, like I haven't done one of those deals directly with an artist and a streaming service. But that's gonna be the evolution of the business because that's where it is right now. It's like, it's no different than Tower Records or FYE and all these other places back in the day. They had to work directly with labels. But as far as like them getting in partnering, it's too many people tied in on the streaming service side and too many people tied in on the label side where I don't know if it's gonna happen soon, but eventually it could. I mean, Best Buy just officially stopped selling physicals, right? So there's gonna be a direct line, and now you don't have to go through, retail to push the music.
Right, to get it distributed.
So I think it's gonna happen. I just don't know when. I mean, when we see Chance take, the Apple deal, I don't know the details of his deal, but him work directly with Apple as opposed to signing with a Def Jam or Atlantic or whomever else, you got to think that that's where it's gonna go eventually.
Right.
Well, I really think this is all about leverage. And I think there's going to have to be a last stand moment for the labels because essentially it's heading towards the route where they're going to be the streaming services bitch. Okay? And what I mean by that is the record labels has controlled everything from when it was radio, all the other mediums. But streaming now is so powerful that essentially Apple Music it's more than a distribution company, because essentially that's what it should be, right? So when the distribution company's looking at the label to say, hey, we kind of have more power than you, to, you know what, we might just sign artists ourselves, to, we really don't need you, you need us. There's almost nothing they need. They only need the current labels for their artists and their catalog. But if going forward in the future, and we see Apple Music kind of like taunting and like throwing it out there like, hey, you guys could sign over here. If that becomes a thing, what happens to the label? So this is what I kind of see the labels doing. Because also it is about where money goes. And we've heard so many reports about Spotify and other things about how money gets played with, because the streaming service, when they're getting these paid subscribers or ad money, they want to keep most of the money. They ain't trying to pay it all out to labels and shit like that. Now, of course, you got to pay royalties and shit like that, but they want to keep that money. So I do believe there's going to be a last stand moment, labels versus streaming services. And by the way, we're seeing power plays happen. Lucian Grange, who is the CEO of Universal Music Group, the biggest music conglomerate, he already said, fuck that exclusive shit. We ain't letting our biggest artists drop exclusively on Apple, giving y'all platform on top of subscribers. We're not doing it. We got to keep in control power. I see UMG, Sony, and Warner possibly saying, fuck it. These motherfuckers are getting too big, Spotify and Apple. We got to link up and through some joint thing, buy like a title or something, and renegotiate through some new deal where we push our catalog while we still have the power, because they don't have anybody signed to streaming services, and kind of force the leverage back in their direction. Because right now the leverage is looking like it's all the way in the streaming services direction. And you know, in business it's all about leverage. If I got the leverage, what's up? But if you don't,
that's a good assessment. And I mean, you're gonna have to find a way to factor social media into that. Because now it's like, when you see shit like Shiggy breaking, like it's a Drake record and it's a big record, but if he doesn't do that dance on his own and create that momentum, it's a lot of people that don't engage the same way they're engaging just by hearing the song. Essentially, I'm not saying like, no, the DJ should always be respected, and I always have respect for the DJ, but then it shows you how radio, by the time radio hears a lot of these kids, they're late. Like, I've been to so many shows that I've never heard of a kid before, and then they got the whole 2,000 people rocking, and then by the time, like, they want you to come do a radio interview, they're like, for what? What I'm doing a radio interview for? You know, so it's kind of like the fucking Metro cards defeating the tokens. Remember tokens? Like, everything is gonna evolve, and like you said, it's the leverage in the business that's gonna change everything. So
the labels gotta do something.
They gotta do something.
Think about it. I've been saying, playlist of the new radio. Who has the playlist? The streaming services. They're not putting out CDs anymore. You gotta distribute through the streaming services. So they're the distribution point and the new radio. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, pretty much all they don't have is the talent, and they could probably just copy exactly your infrastructure. They got the money in the back end.
They got it.
Let's get it done. And by the way, the labels are doing that. Like, to your point, like, I love Shiggy. And I think I did say this before on stream. No, actually I said on my live stream. I didn't say it on here. But I 100% believe that UMG or Republic, whatever, is like,
throw some bread. Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
throwing bread at influencers. And of course, Shiggy made a great dance, but they probably threw some bread at the right people to be like, hey, you do it too.
Right, absolutely.
Right? Because you gotta get shit to spread. Like, the story of Black Beatles becoming such like what was it, a mannequin challenge? Is one that it goes down in history, but the real story of how it really spread is labels kind of realizing what it was and doing that. Now, labels are smart, right? If you're gonna need something consistently, why always outsource it? You're gonna try to get it in-house, right? Like, labels are trying to create influencers in-house now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why you see so many people that are designers and shit. Their sneakers sell more than the athletes, because you don't need the athlete to tell a story anymore. Now you have this guy who was in his basement doing his designs and putting it on Instagram, and Nike or Adidas or whomever sees him is like, yo, we want you to make a shoe, and then that shoe sells out quicker than a dude that's playing prime time every night. Because like, it's so many different people that tell a story now. So it's gonna be a multitude of like the streaming services, social media and influencers that they run the game.
Yeah,
you know?
very true. Yo, thank you for that question. That was a good question. There was actually another one about streaming, but I didn't want to pack them back to back. So we'll do that next week. Keep sending these, and thank you for finally sending some good questions, y'all.
Right.
All right, let's check out the next one.
Poppin', I'm Law from Chicago. Love you guys. I do have a question though. Does Rick Ross have a classic album? I think we give him credit for like selecting great beats and stuff like that, which he does, and he's an underrated lyricist, I think. But I don't think anybody calls any of his albums classic, at least not that I've heard of. So.
Hi, Law. We love you too. And
That's a nice start, man.
Teflon Don is actually 8 years old tomorrow. Just FYI.
Yeah, well, me personally, I feel like Teflon Don is his classic album. If we would call one a classic album, I felt like a lot of his albums, they came really close, but they didn't have like that next thing, like Deeper Than Rap. Deeper Than Rap had all the bars, but it doesn't have like those singles that ran the streets, ran mainstream, and mixed with the lyricism that he put into it. I think
Aston
Teflon
Martin
Don.
music.
That's on Teflon Don.
It's on
That's on Teflon Don.
Yeah.
That's not.
Deeper Than Rap to me is his classic. The reason why I say it's his classic, I love seeing, and that's why even for like Meek, I couldn't wait to hear wins and losses. I love to see an artist who's truly talented being put like with the wall, like it's back to the wall, right?
Yeah.
And when he was going through with 50 and like, or not even before that really, the rumors that he was a CO, like could go a lot of ways. We've never seen that in rap.
Right.
And he dropped a song, to me one of the greatest songs that he's produced, Valley of Death. It's on Deeper Than Rap.
Yeah, Valley of Death. I
And
love Valley of Death.
it was just amazing. But even to continue, like, I do think he has like more than one classic. But I'm gonna stamp Deeper Than Rap because that's a personal favorite of mine. That's when I fully bought in as a Rick Ross fan.
Right.
And that's when I knew that despite whatever bullshit was gonna be here, I'm gonna give him that classic. But all of his albums are great.
No, he always makes great music.
Great music.
But to your point about Deeper Than Rap, like Deeper Than Rap when it came out, it did come out amidst the like, you know, the CO stuff and everything. But that wasn't, Teflon Don was the moment after that. See, the thing about Deeper Than Rap, it was a good album, but Teflon Don was the shit where they was like, well, how's he gonna come back from this? Like with 50 dissing him and all that, how's he gonna come back with it? And I don't know if everybody remembers, but when he dropped Albert of Anastasia, that mixtape,
That's fire.
and it had BMF and MC Hammer. Those two songs, it's a lot of like street singles that, I mean, they ran everything. BMF and MC Hammer, those records was so big that it made people forget about all the shit he was going through. And then he came with Teflon Don, which he had Kanye was on there, Hov was on there, Raphael Sadiq, Aston Martin Music with Drake.
Hey,
You know, that's my classic for me.
Yeah, well, and I think it's a matter of opinion on that.
Yeah.
But still, I think Rick Ross helped step up the game, the mixtape game. Albert Anastasia was an album to me.
That shit was
Like he wasn't giving us throwaways. These
Cool
were
rap on there.
These were great albums that he was just calling mixtapes. And you know now, like people just play around with the word and be like, it's whatever. But like he was doing it then. Like when I heard that, and there was another one he dropped too. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember listening to it. I'm like, yo,
German 9-piece on there?
yeah.
T.I.?
What's the name of the project though?
What's the name of that one? I'm tight of forget. I was just talking about this shit.
Yo, when he dropped it, I was like, yo, this nigga. But you can remember, like, yo, people are so much on his back. He kept working.
No, he kept
So
working.
he was dropping these projects, and I'm like, yo, this could be the fucking album right here. Every one of the mixtapes. So I thought he kind of heightened the mixtape game to be like, yo,
He did.
yo, you can't just give out the joints and make the album.
Yeah.
Give great work, and it's gonna continue the hype
Ashes
for
to ashes.
the album.
That's what it was. Ashes to ashes.
I think that might be it. There was another. He dropped like a couple
Yeah.
of projects, but yeah, like I think because he gave so much good music, even if it's not Deeper Than Rap, I gotta give him credit for one classic. You got it. Like it was so good. I gotta give him
So
credit. for one.
Teflon Don.
Teflon Don, and I feel like Mafia Music 2. Mafia Music 2, that was, it came out before Teflon Don came out, which I feel like Mafia Music 2 is one of the best verses in hip hop. One of the best verses in hip hop ever.
Mafia Music 2, right?
Mafia Music 2.
Fire.
Yeah, that verse, I do feel what dude said about him being an underrated lyricist because
Yes.
he is, but it's like
I love his delivery. Like
I don't know what the
Fat Boy
fuck.
could rap, man. I
But my
love
thing
it.
is, I don't know what the fuck people be like. If you listen to Mafia Music 2, you be like, damn, like this motherfucker Ross. Like I don't know what. I always wanted to talk to him to ask him, what was you thinking that day when you wrote that shit? No, for real, because that verse is insane.
Hey,
hold
let me
that
tell you this. Ross speaks like if you ever hear Ross, like I always say this about niggas like Ross and Khaled. I'm like, yo, are these motherfuckers like stuck in character? Because if you ever hear Ross speak, right, he speaks on a grandiose level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He speaks like a mob boss.
Like a leader.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So when you hear him rap and you hear him describe some shit, yo, on Mafia Music, he's describing like he was like, yo, I'm gonna send a hit out and I'm gonna sign it. Like it was some. He was speaking on some like you imagine like, damn, this is like
Yeah.
some Black Mafia shit.
And I mean like what was it? God Forgives I Don't. That was a great one. Rather You Than Me, the last one. That was another great one. I mean,
Mastermind was 2014.
Mastermind. Yeah, he's his consistency. Like Ross is very, very, very consistent. I mean, can we get a new Ross?
All
I
right,
was supposed to be
y'all,
Port of
so
Miami too. All right.
Let's get a new album. Wayno has a question for you, Ross, and Teflon Don. So if we're giving Ross a classic, it's Teflon Don. Thanks for that question,
Teflon
Law.
Don.
All right, I'm sorry we can't get to all your questions. Blame these two. They talk a lot. Let's do one more, but if I hit you back last night in DMs or whatever, that means I saw it, so we'll get it for next week. But keep sending those. If you tweet it at us at Everyday Strugg, please use the hashtag Struggle Exchange, or else I gotta go through hours of beef to like find the videos, or you could DM them now. We finally figured out how to download that. All right, here's one more. Let's take a look.
What's going on? Wayno, Ak and Deska. Big fan of the show, by the way. This is a question for Wayno and Ak. What are your top 3 hip-hop groups of the 90s? What are your top 3 hip-hop groups of today?
He forgot to put his name in there, but that's Chase. Thanks for your question,
Thank you,
Chase.
Chase. I'll go. Well,
what hip hop groups are there today? Other than the Migos and fucking Sherman.
right. So I say my
current-
top hip hop groups of the 90s, the Locks, Wu-Tang Clan, and then I gotta go with
A lot.
3.
90s is hard to pick 3.
Shit. I was gonna say Dog Pound, but I gotta go Outkast. I gotta go Outkast. Like so, I say the Locks, Wu-Tang Clan, and Outkast. And of today,
Are we acknowledging duos?
duos are groups. I mean,
Okay.
Well, I mean, not a put together duo. Like not.
No.
Yeah,
I get what you mean.
but like an actual
Like a
group.
real
So
duo, yeah.
groups of today, I mean, Migos, of course.
We have more
much.
collectives
It's not
than
much,
we
yeah.
have
Like Ray
like,
Summer. For me,
Black Hippie, but it's not a group.
Yeah, they're not
really.
because they're not. I gotta go with
Yeah.
Odd Future.
Yeah,
But they're not even
But then
Odd Future no more.
they
Yeah,
split
yeah.
up.
It's like
The internet, they're not a rap group, but they're
Yeah,
amazing.
right.
I'm gonna go with Mobb Deep, NWA, and Outkast.
All right.
And right now it's just Amigos and Ray Shremmerd. I mean, contemporary wise, you know what I mean? Of course, there's other groups that exist, but are they newer? No. So, yeah, well, you know what? Groups might become a thing again. It might become a thing.
I wish it did because I mean, like I said,
City Girls, they're out here.
yeah. I mean, I wish groups did because I mean, the Locks mean everything to me. I wouldn't be who I am today without the Locks or Wu-Tang Clan. For real.
Hey, I hope, you know what I mean? Like, I think now, and I do have a theory why groups don't exist as much now as they did before. I believe in the social media era, it's all about you being in the spotlight. Like, nobody, like, and this is it's gonna sound so bad, but I'm gonna say it anyway. No one wants to be the fucking Quavo. Like, no, not the Quavo, the Takeoff. You know what I mean?
You definitely could have figured out another way to say that
No,
shit.
for
Yeah,
real.
stop playing with Takeoff.
No. But here's the
I
thing.
know your point. I get it.
Everybody has a role. You get me?
Absolutely.
Takeoff is like the nicest lyricist out of all of them. You know what I mean? Well, somebody say Offset, but Takeoff be in his bag most of the time.
I wouldn't call him a lyricist.
All right,
I
come
wouldn't
on, man.
I would call him.
Comparatively
I call Takeoff a really, really good rapper, but I wouldn't call him a lyricist.
And a lot of times he's discussing with the flow, like he's
absolutely.
So I only say that to say, like a lot of times with groups, everybody has a role, and your strength is maybe somebody else's weaknesses. You put it together and you get something great. If Quavo wasn't that good at hooks, shit, who knows where the Migos would have been? If Offset wasn't coming that consistent with like these hard ass verses, like who knows if they would have got the streets at that time?
It's so many.
So it's a lot of things that added to the pot. That's why I think the Migos and even Ray Shremmerd they're great groups. I hope that people would realize that, listen, yeah, you could work with someone, and there should be more groups.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
And damn, it's hard. I wish you would have said 5 because then I gotta throw like the Hot Boys in there.
Just go ahead, name them all. Fuck it.
I gotta throw Boot Camp Click in there. But Boot Camp Click was a collective of other groups with Helter Skelter and OGC, Original Gun Clappers, Smith & Wesson. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many groups from the 90s. Like, in the 90s, being in a group was a thing. You know, today it's not so much, but salute to the ones. Those some good picks, you know what I mean? That was some good picks. I give you that.
I just want some more groups now.
Yeah.
Why you look so sad when you said that?
Yeah, I do
want
want
some more groups now.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you for the questions again. Keep sending them. I'll keep like grabbing those for next week.
Right.
In the meantime, the Everyday Struggle podcast is out tomorrow. Check with us for a bonus segment. Thanks for rocking with us, and tune in next week. I think we're gonna have a very interesting week for you guys.
Spoiler
Enjoy
alert.
your
Enjoy your
weekend.
On the podcast, Aqua is black too. All black.
It's audio, motherfucker. They can't hear
wait,
the black.
I think they cut out one of the jokes where I think it was law was like we need a time count for the amount of times you say again during the episode.
Me?
Yeah, you, but I don't notice it as much maybe
Again?
because I'm just used to
I need a
sitting here
B
with
count.
you.
I say B a lot. I need a B count.
B in again. We'll start the
Feel
count.
me, B?
Every time I say again, that means I'm reiterating the point. I gotta drive it
The
home.
hands circles
Drive it
and
home.
shit. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend.
Peace, y'all. Have a
Bye.
good one.
There should be a counter on how many times I do this.
Yeah,
and
dude.
this, you know what I mean?
All the times you did
That
it.
ain't your shoulder
we
roll.
need one of the editors when I'm doing all this to like have like a map, like some Weather Channel shit. Okay.